There is a shortage of audio coming from me, except here where I'm going with the full screen on that. So give me just a minute.
So did your configuration change in between things? It's like our friend Jim who talks about rewriting his presentation 20 minutes before going live at 6 in the morning.
And that's better. That's picking up my microphone. Okay.
So did the folks hear any of that explanation of why it was quiet, or?
Now there we go. So folks who think it's been just a little too quiet, or maybe the volume was just about right for you, I was playing with my streaming setup and I accidentally took my main microphone out of my setup. In case you're wondering, try not to do. All right, I think I've got it in all the things that I normally use. Yep, I've got it here in the camera only. I've got it here in the desktop view. I've got it here in the browser view. I don't have a browser open, so it didn't go anywhere. And I've got it here. Okay. Thank you for bearing with us, folks. I've been playing. It happens when I've got dead periods in the afternoon and I start watching videos about how to make your streams better. Well, we should probably actually do a thing, shouldn't we?
Yeah, where were we? What are we doing today?
I think we were to the point we had what we considered a working file, a working toolchain file. But what we didn't have was a working build that would get us what we needed. So, yeah,
Okay.
I don't know. That looks kind of promising. It's going to take our main file and it's going to compile it. I don't know what's in there. Yeah, we're toggling some uh, toggling an LED, so I think we're all right. Now, right now, it's already at half a second delay. So if we build it and flash it, nobody's going to see it. So add a 1 second delay. Maybe that'll be better. Now, this make file here is a distraction, and I'm just going to delete that. Oh, wait. A distraction, yes, but there for a reason.
It's like, wait a second.
There's stuff in here that turns out to be kind of important. And I think we want to not erase stuff yet. So there's this NRF JPROG program that we should see. Hey, we've got it installed. So I think we're actually we're actually kind of doing all right with that. I know we had looked at that tool from. Oh, yeah, we can't use that. That won't do the right thing with this, I don't think. No, it won't do the right thing. Because this is not a straight NRF board with a JTagger. Oh, you may hear my cat in the background. She's protesting her confinement.
Yeah, that was last week. We went digging around in the Arduino IDE output to see what we needed to get for that.
Yeah.
So did we get adequate stuff in the CMake to cover that?
You know, we didn't. Well, we didn't get it in the toolchain file, I should say. I wonder if we put it in the top level CMake. Let's go look. No. And we didn't really do it down here either, so. Okay, we need to make a target for flashing. And I have to think back on when we've done that before.
Yeah, I don't remember that syntax. I know it starts with the word target.
Yeah. Oh, I see you're at the same spot I am, Butch. All right, so the good news here is that when we were doing the Stormlight project, we just did lots and lots of that. And we can just go copy what they did, and we'll know then what's going on. All right, so I'm going to switch us over to the desktop view. I don't have anything embarrassing running on my desktop, so I can do that. Yeah, okay, that AVR GCC toolchain file's got lots and lots of good stuff in it. So we're going to just open that up. Oh, and my disgruntled staff member. I think with her stomping around down here, that shrew won't come out. But for those of you who weren't on this call before we started our broadcast, I've got a shrew that's moved into my basement. I also have 4 cats, 1 outside and 3 inside. So there's been a staff meeting about expectations. Okay, so we added a custom target. Flash hex file, and I have to switch that color scheme. That's unreadable here.
It is kind of red and blue in there.
Yeah, they meant well.
On black.
But it turns out that not all programmers want a dark theme for all the things. Okay, that's just not going to work. We're going to switch to using code. We're just going to, I'll tell you what, we're going to go old school, folks. There we go. Now, it's still a dark theme, but I don't have things disappearing on me now. Okay, so we can add a custom target called Flash.
Okay.
And let me think, this is our tool chain. That's our project name. Target. Alright. Add AVR executable targeting. Oh, okay. So that's just a variable that's been put in here. going to call that was a whole big. I'm not quite ready to dive into all that stuff yet. All right, I need to look at our top level CMake. When this project is called here, that's when everything in the toolchain file gets instantiated, I believe. It gets brought in. So at that point, the project name is already will be set. So let's go down here and let's just start stealing some ideas. All right, so we're going to add a custom target. And it's going to be just going to call it Flash, and it's going to depend on Flash X. All right, where's that cat? The shrew just ran into my office. I don't know where that cat was, but she was not on the job.
That staff member said, you called me down here to do something. You didn't have the things I needed, so I'm going to go back up. It's Friday evening. Don't know why you're bugging me.
Yep, she was exploring a different part of the basement. She just walked back, and I suspect that. I mean, they don't see well, but they see well enough to. I think they see well enough to recognize there's a cat. But he's been in my office hunting. Oops. So we need to add above that custom target. We're going to add a custom command. There was a dead spider that had been stuck under a box. I moved the box out. The dead spider's gone. So. Alright, I know why this is all on a macro now. Because we start to get a little fussy with our names here.
Yeah.
Names get weird, so it starts off with macro. And circuit. And blue fruit. Yeah, we'll call it circuit playground executable. Trying to spell it right. And we'll do an end macro here. I don't know if that's correct. Yeah, we'll put a name on it just to make it. So everybody knows where it comes from. And you'll notice the keen observer at home will notice that there's a difference between code, how it handles CMake files, and term VI, how it handles CMake files. And the color coding is much clearer in VI. Factor, which I like. VI's color coding tends to be spot on. VS Code, for all the wonderful things that it does for us, doesn't necessarily get everything yet. Alright, let's go back to the top. There's a bunch of variables that we're going to want to set. We definitely need at least the ELF file and the hex file. So I don't know if we really need the others. Target name. Doing a little simpler than than they did for this AVR, partially because I don't necessarily need all those other things. I also need to put the MCU in here. This Blue Fruit Circuit Playground only comes with the one MCU. And I think it's probably a really great idea to publish this stuff. And these message commands for those following along at home do the obvious thing. Occurs to me the sound of my keyboard's coming through, and I bet everybody's really glad I don't have one of those loud mechanicals right now.
That's just the sound of us doing our thing, you know.
Yeah, it is, but sometimes that thing gets loud. when it's pounding in your headset. All right, we have target properties. Oh, would you look at that? This is where we can set all those. Okay, this is where if we don't go jumping around in foolish ways, we can set things like our compile flags and all that other fun stuff. So we're just going to run with that. Well, that wasn't helpful.
And this looks like a lot of stuff to have to do just to get a build and other things going on in CMake, but relative to the same things we'd need to do in a raw make file, it is actually a little bit less.
Yeah. They make it easier if you're using the raw SDK and you're fine with sort of sticking with their directory structure that they gave you, including all those example files. They've built all that in for you, but I don't want to be there.
Right.
You know what? Alright, we don't need to set these properties. These aren't actually helpful. I thought they would be. But by setting those...
Kind of set globally for us.
Yeah, by setting the C flags and the CMake and the CXX flags, that's all really been done for us already. So I don't think that's helpful. We will take that link flags variable though and use that, but not just yet. Alright, so add custom command. And let's get our hex file out. Now, one of my shrew problems is I grabbed the young cat. She's 8, she's not that young, but she's also not that smart. The older cats are they are professional murderers. But
they've had enough experience not to complain at the staff meeting, huh?
Yeah, they're going to complain at the staff meeting, but they're old and arthritic and they're sleeping right now, and I felt bad about hauling them out.
Oh yeah.
I don't feel bad about what they'll do to that shrew though. Although one of them, he doesn't feel that shrews have enough play value for his interest. He has, when he was much younger, he once famously brought a shrew into the house that was still alive and set it down and walked away. This did not endear him to me when he did this. And I went and got our old experienced murderer, and she took care of the problem. But she sort of looked at it like, why is this in the house? Alright, so we want to put this out in... I think we want to put this out in that hex format. You know, honestly, I don't know. I think we might want to go look at the flash command. Although that's... That's such a standard thing that I think we're fine. Alright, so what we've done, folks, we said there's a target called hex file. And to make that target, we issue that command up there, which is run object copy with those parameters. And this depends on another target, which is the ELF file. If you're not familiar with the ELF file, those are just where that's the output format that the compiler generates. Okay, that's our hex file command. The print size command, I'll be honest, I don't care. And this one just kind of makes our life easier. This is... We're adding a target, this is just the target name. Not what I wanted. All... I don't remember what all means in this context. But its dependency list is our hex file. I'm not going to do the print size because honestly I'm not sure how to do the print size. Alright, and we need to set some target properties here. What's that? If I make that target, the actual output name is supposed to be the ELF file. So not sure we could have done that another way, but if I'm being honest, I'm not feeling that experimental right now.
The all says it'll be built every time.
Okay. We are not to look at it and say, oh yes, I definitely have that thing. Or I've already built that thing.
Yep.
Find program AVR dude. I actually don't care that much about AVR dude. Alright, AVR upload is a file. Well, this would be a really great time to remember what the name of that program was that we downloaded, wasn't it?
Yeah, but that's been a whole week ago. I can't remember.
Oh, geez, I'm doing good to remember what I did at the start of the week. Definitely not going to remember what was going on last week. All right. Let's think for just a second here. It was something like Adafruit NRF tool.
Yeah.
I don't know, we'll find out. Alright, so it wasn't Adafruit NRF tool.
It was something like that because we looked at it. It was a nice Python program that had lots of stuff in it.
Yeah, they'd already handled all the badness for us. All right,
Yep.
so I'm going to bring up a web browser here, and those turn out to be really helpful for learning things like this. Adafruit NRF util. Well, that looks promising, doesn't it?
It was close. How far back does your command line history go?
Oh, I don't think it goes that far.
I
Oh, it goes back quite a ways, but it's everything I've done on here since I.
so a trick. If I have usually have mine set up where it's got basically infinite. I know there's a limit there somewhere, but it is basically, and I grep mine a lot. So history, pipe it into grep and look for Adafruit and see what comes out.
There we go.
Or it's that one. But
I don't know what I was up to when I pulled that, but that's what I had. All right, so we're just going to close our browser down here. All right, so let's go back to our blatant copying of other people's work. Now the other thing is I don't remember what the command is to do the upload, but you know what? We will. This flash command, I don't see where it's generating any output for us. But I'm not going to mess with what they had, so. That feels like one of those things where just at the moment I should just do it, and then we'll work out what the command is. So NRF util. All right, and oops, that is not a dash. That's supposed to be a dash. No, it is a dash. I wasn't expecting that. Yeah, I'll bet there's a bunch of exciting arguments that go to that Adafruit NRF util.
yeah, I would expect it.
Oh, I feel like we should have wrote this thing down. Would have been a really great idea to write this kind of thing down. Okay, so back to the web browser. We're just going to go do a little bit of web browser. We're going to go to the web browser exclusive view for just a minute here. And for NRF util, and I wonder if there's like helpful things here. Like here's the commands to talk to your device. Ah, it says use the help. Oh, so we have to make a package first, and then we have to flash it.
Okay.
All right, well, I think we can make this work. All right, so we have. Okay, first, don't use VI commands in VS Code, and let me switch back to code. We have a new variable we need to create. We need to create the package file. Yep. Ends with .zip. I'm expecting if that cat catches that shrew, she's going to come show me. She's usually pretty proud of her triumphs. She once greeted my mother at the door with a fresh chipmunk. My mom had gone out to the car, and the cat she had a great triumph.
You know, gotta show off when you do something good like that, right?
You do. All right, output here is going to be never seen a cat quite so proud of what she just murdered. We're adding that custom target. That's the actual target name. Okay, so that's not the one I have to worry about. But I'm generating a package here, and I do that with rf till dfu gen pkg dev type 0x0052. I'll be honest, I hope it's I hope that it is a 0x0052, because I don't know how to find the right one. Well, I do. Let's say application hex file, and then I give it the zip file, the package file. Add custom command, and this is going to be the one that actually flashes it. All right, and off screen here, I'm switching back to steal the work of others. So if you think I'm looking really clever here because I know all this stuff, nah. Alright, so we set our output. The name of the output doesn't matter that much, but command is Adafruit nrf util, and just a second here, I have to go copy all that stuff from the web browser again. So just to sort of pull back the curtain, I'm just going to show you what it is I'm really doing out there. That's the command that I just copied from the web page. I don't think this device is right. I don't have anything better, so this gets changed for package file. I think the rest of that's fine. I'll tell you what, I've got the device plugged in right now. Let's just go take a look and see what that file name might be. Not much there with that name, so I might have to go ask kindly what it is. Oh, I'll bet it's TTY ACM0. I think that slab USB to UART is a Mac thing.
Yes.
They show their BSD roots with their incomprehensible package names or device names. And I shouldn't call it incomprehensible, because if you live in the BSD world, you're used to seeing this all the time, and it's not a big deal. You know how to interpret it. I haven't
Didn't the NRF tool have a thing that we looked at last week that would show us the things that were connected.
Oh. Well, let's try that out in a minute and we'll straighten out our command.
Yep.
Oops. The name is flash target name. It depends on flash dash hex name. Alright. Well, there's a chance that this could work. It's not a great chance, but it's the one we got, so. Alright, so. Let's get some help. Well, that didn't give me everything I wanted. I guess it told me what to do. There we go. Adafruit NRFU till options gen package and upload something to serial. Feel like more might have been helpful. Let's see if you can be very verbose about what to do with DFU. No. It is not interested in that. Let's see if it could tell us a lot about the serial. Nope. Nope. Okay, so we're just going to have to give it a shot and see what happens, I think. Alright. There is a build folder already. If you're not used to CMake, the build folder might seem a little unusual, but we like to do auditory builds so we don't make a mess where our source code lives. Alright, and we have to define the toolchain file, which is nrf52 toolchain.cmake, and that is not going to do anything for us. And do you know why? Because we have never declared that macro, we just made a target. So we need to add Circuit Playground executable.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yep.
Alright. That might do something for us. Now, this is probably going to blow up horribly. Let's see how it blows up and kills us all. Oh yeah. Lots of anger. It's full of anger. Alright, line 62.
Better to express it than to keep it all bottled up, though.
Yep, and that is in fact what it's doing. It's expressing it all. Okay, so I goofed up something about the macro declaration. I think it's the end macro at the bottom. Yep. I put an underscore in there. It does not want an underscore. Oh, look at that. It turned blue. It's always exciting. Still grumbly, but it was exciting. Oh, it's kind of cranky about that stuff. I don't know what that is about. Yeah, that didn't go over well at all. Huh. Now this might be, I've run into this before, that ARM compiler tests don't always work. Oh, it's separating all that stuff with. It's adding semicolons into all that stuff. That is not my favorite.
How's it doing that?
Unfortunately, it's just the way CMake thinks. So what it really wants is that that all that stuff lives in quotes. Let's try this. It sees a list and it's trying to concatenate it with semicolons. It's not what we want done, but it's what it's doing. Oops, I need to clear this. Yeah, alright. I do truly dislike this particular feature of CMake. It's the way I expressed it above that's causing me the trouble. Pretty sure I can't do this. Also, now I know what those backslashes were that we were seeing last week.
Probably so.
It was fallout from that. Alright. I suspect I didn't get away with that either, but I'm going to try it. Nope. But let's see. Oh no, it fell in a new and exciting way. Oh, missing separator. Yeah. That's what I was afraid of. Alright. So what's going on here is that it's getting grumbly about the new lines. Doesn't deal well with the new line. Oh, you know what?
Does it have a continuation character of some kind?
That's what I think we should find out here.
And is it going to want the quotes then, or is it going to like it without the quotes?
I think it's going to want the quotes. Let's try that. Well, we got told to knock that off pretty quickly. Well, putting that in there made it treat it like a list again. So, we're just going to undo all of that. All right, and edit. Huh. I don't know what that was, but I didn't want it. Okay, so we have to go back and do the thing that I dislike. So this all has to get turned into one great big line. Awful lot of defines. Yay. All right, let's try that again. Look at that. It built. So that line is horrible,
Nice.
but you know, we don't spend a lot of time in here, so that's fine. All right, and for those of you following along at home, again, this isn't because I'm a genius. This is because I spent a week fighting this pain before, using a proprietary ARM compiler, so which had its own set of excitement. The link flags don't seem to cause troubles. That's frustrating. That we could totally do this with the link flags, but not with the compile flags. I suspect.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
I suspect it has to do with how those flags get treated by the system later.
Yeah.
All right, let's. What the heck? Let's make. Now my cat has detected the scent of that shrew. Oh, and we've missed include files. So that's where we are. Let's go find nrf delay.h. Oh, that was easy enough. All right, so we've got our libraries delay. All right, that looks like stuff that we were doing up here. Got this folder SDK root. Looks like that we defined at the top. Yep, SDK root's defined right here on line 5 at the top. So that is present in our included subdirectory, right down here. You know, we always knew we would have to add some stuff in here, so that's what we're going to do here.
What kind of stuff do we need to add in there?
We're going to need for sure to add, well, any of these header files are going to show up in our files. We need to have the paths listed for these so that the compiler knows to go out and look there for them. That'll apply to our test as well as our final executable, so I feel like that's an acceptable thing to put in there. the beauty is we had to type that long CMake command. Once we got that first build, it remembers all that stuff. Okay, and we find the next file that we didn't include, but you know, this file was included by NRF delay. Okay, that's gonna.
So where does that file live?
Yeah, we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out. I'm gonna switch back to that full desktop view because it's faster to switch back and forth between these two windows. All right. Oops, and I forgot. Oops. Let's get out of the Stormlight folder. We don't care about that.
And I'm assuming that when we find where that one lives, that's going to cover a whole bunch of the other includes that we'll end up running into.
Yeah, I suspect we're going to have to do this a few times, though. But yeah, folks, this is actually a completely normal thing to have to do. Modules NRFX. So
It's much easier to let the compiler tell you what it's missing than to go try to analyze files manually
yeah,
and figure it out.
That's a no-win game right there. I mean, you can do it, but you're going to be wrong.
Well, the compiler is so much faster at it than you're going to be. So
Yep. All right, NRFX. NRFX config. Well, of course I don't know where that is. Oh yeah, my associate's big on the exploring now. She knows there's a rodent loose here. Also, based on the number of fly corpses in the floor, I've had quite a few spiders living down here. Oh, I didn't have the camera on. My cat would have made an appearance on the camera. She just jumped right up onto the desk.
missed her opportunity then.
Yep. All right, just a second here. There we go. There's my associate helping out here. Oh, life with cats never gets boring. And I suspect the dogs are very similar. Alright, what do I want? NRFX config. That feels like I might have to do a little bit more learning about that. Or we might have to generate it. Uh-huh. That's what I was afraid of. Okay, this will go faster, because we know we've compiled successfully once before. Let's try it like that. Yeah. Okay, so there's one of these for each board. Oh, there might be... No. Alright, we probably want the one for our board, which is NRF 52840. I have a feeling that adding in a variable for the
board.
for the board might start to become relevant. Although at the moment,
Yeah, we've only got one board right now though, so we just
it's not like we have a lot of different boards to choose from in this project. This code's never going to work on more than the one on the one board. My assistant is
Yeah.
returning to the scene of the crime. We have a very hairy tail in the scene.
Checking out the board,
Yep.
keeping the dust off of it.
And for those of you who don't work with me at my day job, that's kind of the sort of thing that my coworkers are treated to all the time. She happily sits in on meetings and stares at the screen. All right, well, that might have worked. Let's see what that gives us. All right, go back, find our nrf.h file. Huh. Didn't expect that to come up so easily. And because that seems very related to that, we're going to put those next to each other. Core CM4. Yet another thing that we're going to need. Okay. This one's funny to me just because the CMSIS library, it was made as a replacement to a lot of companies' hardware abstraction layers. And in this particular case, Nordic Semiconductor has just chosen to embrace it and say that is our hardware extraction layer. And let's put that up at the top with the other components. I like how they're just sort of cutting out the middleman here. Now, folks following along at home too should also note that we're still working on stuff included from nrfx.h, and we're only on line 46. This could be a while. In fact, we're at an hour now, so I'm probably going to find this last item, and then I think it's probably time to call it for the night, and I can do this offline rather than let everybody watch. It's thrilling.
I think the key thing is that these are the steps you go through for however many for your system. The base, set of include files you need. You let the compiler tell you what's missing. You go find it. You find which directory it is, and you add it to that collection of directories we're defining up there.
Yep. Now this is an interesting situation. I've got two of these, and I don't know which one they want.
What's the difference in the folder name?
One's modules, NRFX templates. That's kind of a interesting.
We already used something out of in our RFX template, so that's probably the one I would guess at.
We haven't used anything. Oh, we did, didn't we?
Yeah.
All right. Well, let me take a look at it and see what's there. But it does seem likely. I was actually guessing that this wouldn't be the one. Oh, no, this is not the one.
Oh.
It is literally a template for... Oh, no. There's actual pound defines here. But this looks a lot like the templates that a lot of ARM embedded tools use to generate files.
Okay.
So...
is that one on line 13 a template like that too, or is it?
Oh, now that's a good question. I want to go take a look at this integration first.
Yep.
to see if this looks more appropriate or not. Kind of does. It's got actual things defined in it.
Okay.
All right, let's hop out of that. Oh, I've already. Yeah, you're right. We've already included stuff from modules NRFX templates. Oh no, we've only included from the NRF 52840. Yeah, okay. I see. We really should go check that.
I wasn't watching closely enough to see if some of those NRF 52840 and other board folders were all in templates, or if they were some of them.
They were all in templates.
Huh.
Okay, so the only thing down there is that NRFX config. What's in there? This feels like it's actually defining things, so I don't. Yeah, I don't want to go. This thing looks legitimate.
Okay.
Like we can safely include it. Oops, I got into what's that, macro mode. Alright, so I think we want the integration NRFX. This cat is just not willing to go and hunt for me. She's climbing on the back of my chair now. I need a more dedicated murderer here. Alright, NRF.
You must not have paid enough for that contract, you know.
Yeah. You know, I sent this one out to the lower. Frankly, I swapped a drill press that I didn't want for this cat, and and I'm seeing there now that yeah, it was a crappy drill press, and I got what I paid for it. She's a sweet and loving cat, which is what we really got her for. But I've seen better mousers. All right, folks, thanks for hanging with us tonight and listening to me complain about my cats. So we'll be back next week, and this part will be done. I will have gotten this file built out with all the proper includes. So until next week, we'll see you, and thanks for stopping in.